Hello everyone, welcome to October. And today is, I'm pretty sure it's the 1st of October today. Let me just double check. My mum and dad are so cute. They send me a pinch and a punch for the first of the month. Yeah, it's the 1st of October. So we are going to be looking into readings for the next coming week. So we will start with a collective reading, and I've already picked a couple of cards just before we went online from my Syrian Star card deck. So from this deck here. This is actually the Syrian Gateway, so it's the star system of Sirius, and you can actually kind of travel through that in one of the meditations that I've got out on Insight Timer, so you can follow me over there for free meditations. Hi everyone that's just joining us now. So we're going to do collective readings to start with, just so that everyone gets to have something for the next coming week, and then we'll also be diving into questions. So for the first lot of cards that I picked, we have the card of Higher Self. So these are the energies that we're working with. Hi Phil. Hi Elise. And we've got pure energy, and we've got the card of healing. So I did also post a pic just on my own personal Facebook page. If anyone wants to go have a copy of that to look at for the week, I've got a pic of all 3 cards that we're working with. So this is really about the healing that we're working with. And especially we're really going into Mercury retrograde, and there was also another retrograde. We've got so many planetary alignments happening in October that it's going to be it's a very heavy astrological season. So anything that hasn't finished coming up to the surface for healing is now going to continue coming up. So really being careful of like what you speak, watching your words, looking at things from the past coming up to. So whether it's like past lovers, being careful around signing contracts or agreements, being careful about starting new things. But then at the same time, in saying that, if there is something that's, where you've had the old stuff leave and the new energies are there and are kind of paving a way, it could be a good time. So healing, it says, for true healing to take place, there must be a balance of pure nutrition, water, and meditation. Release any old stagnant energies and emotion. And what you can see from this too is this is about balance, and this is about integration, which is what healing involves too. Sometimes it can be like, clearing out on the path, but this also represents a point of consciousness within the center of the card, within this circle, and all things are kind of vibrating from this. So in order for true healing to take place, it really is important to go within the heart, to go within your own inner consciousness, and let things kind of vibrate from out of there. So it's really like you becoming that giant tuning fork, and everything that sort of like resonates and comes off you or comes to you is a magnet from that core energy around the heart. So that's a little bit about what that card represents going into the week. The other one we have is pure energy. And this one is like an ET multidimensional template card. So it says, let the energy of this card cleanse, purify, and uplift. So we're still working with these energies. So again, things that are no longer resonating with you are going to be kind of swept out of the life at the moment, but I feel like it's more swept out on an intellectual consciousness level. So it's not all of a sudden just kind of like taken out. This feels like it's being able to come to some kind of like resolution, or it feels like it's coming to some kind of like crossroad, because I'm seeing the crossroad energy with this and in this card too. Then we also have the card of higher self, which when we have pink and gold together, it's the card of higher love. So it's a how would I say, like a love that's deeper than what we have just here on earth. So it says, my higher self always knows the best outcome. I'm aligned with my higher self in all that we do. So this vibrates back to these 2 cards that we have. So letting these be kind of like the blueprint and the energy. And again, if anyone's not connected on my Facebook page, please jump over there. And I have just posted a pic of these that you can screenshot, maybe save them to your phone to meditate with through the week. And we will have a look. Thank you for everyone for joining us too. Let's have a look into the other cards that we've got into the tarot and see what we've got for energies for the next coming week. What do we need to know? What are we working with? Okay. So I can feel like a little bit of heaviness still going into next week. So we are in the start of October. So as we did say just before a couple of people jumped on, we do have a few retrogrades that are about to happen. So with Mercury retrograde, it's bringing things up from the past, whether it's past lovers coming back, hearing from people out of the blue. It's a great time to catch up with old friends. It can be like a technical issue. It can be kind of like getting blocks on things moving forward. So this is a really good time to kind of go into pause mode. There's great Mercury retrograde memes out there of people hiding under the doona for Mercury retrograde season. So I'll just have a look at what we need to know. All right, so what I'm actually seeing in regards to this coming week is they're talking about rising above a situation. So if you feel emotionally kind of like pulled into something through the week, they're talking about kind of making like a clear decision around how far you let yourself emotionally get pulled in. So they're talking about looking at the words and things that are said over the next couple of weeks. I keep seeing a lot of intellectual energy around this question too, and I'm seeing it sort of spiral. So they're talking about like using good mental acuity, using your intellect as well as using your heart, but trying not to be led by emotions because they could become like a little bit more fiery. We do have like a little bit of Mars energy around as well. So let's flip this card. Okay, this is interesting. We've got the card of lust, and we just talked about past lovers possibly returning. So remembering this is the cards that we're going over to do with this next coming week and starting today. So we are birthing this, I was going to say crazy. Let's just say the word current. We are birthing this current season astrologically. So it's a time of big change. It's still a time for clearing house. It's still a time for shake up. This is really about sort of like preparing. It's keeping like others' voices and opinions and things to themselves. So you can kind of see this goddess who's like in this gold color, which is connected to higher source. She also has the higher self in place. It is the card of lust. So this is about being clear about not getting swept into certain things, certain situations at the moment. It's really about you having control over yourself. We do have a couple of multiple personalities. Which side are we? This side. So she's got the lasso, she's got the rein. So it's making sure that you do have kind of like a tight hold on who you allow to come in and out of your life at the moment. We do have this kind of like fertility birthing energy at the top, which I do feel that there is a couple of like new business ideas and things happening for some of the people in our group. And Phil's also saying full moon tomorrow. So I think it's a full moon in Aries. So we do have like a little bit of that fire energy. So setting your intentions and remembering that we are sort of like in a little bit of a doozy for astrology for this month. But yeah, setting your clear, heartfelt intentions. And another little tip too. So if I'm doing cards just for myself and I'm working on a block or feeling that there's something that's just, I can't shake out of my mind, what I'll do is shuffle in the deck, and I'll say, show me what I need to see on this issue. And I'll pick one card to represent that. And the card behind it is a card that I'll pick to represent that which is holding me or keep on pulling me back into that situation, or things that are holding me back from moving forward. And then the card that I pick that's in front of that middle card will represent things that are going to open up for me in the future when I can kind of like let go of something. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because I know that we are going into a heavier month, and I just want to make sure that you've got like your bag of tricks, that you've got your tools. The other things that are amazing are the I Ching coins. Also, I'm available too if anyone wants one-on-one sessions. We do the aura drawings, we do the guide session, and we also do tarot as part of it. And you can ask me as many questions as you like in that hour. So let's move on to this middle card. I'm just hearing also with this is the guides are saying really loud and clear, remember who you are. And I'm just feeling it like really come through so clear and so concise. Oh, and Katie's saying, I can tell you how much I love that your books are color organized. Thank you. Yeah, it just, I don't know, we can see behind me. I'm trying to sort of go like in a rainbow of color with a little bit of mess on the shelf. Yeah, so let's have a look at this other card. All right, so I'm seeing waves of sort of like higher inspiration coming in and hitting in the heart chakra. And I'm also seeing waves of emotion come through with this as well. So we might be kind of like downloading and feeling into higher emotions. I feel like there's almost like a little bit of a, I don't want to use the word split because Spirit's not saying split. We don't have a human word to describe it. There's a bit of a different vibrational adjustment at the moment around heart and around kind of where we are. So we're really a foot in each world at the moment. So we have a foot in the physical earth realm, we have a foot in the spiritual realm. And what I'm seeing with October and the energies that October is bringing in, it feels to me like there's higher heart inspirations that are coming in. And if we can live from this higher heart place, this is going to help us to become unentangled, is what I'm seeing. It's going to shake off a lot of the old things that are no longer serving it. So I'll flip this card. Yeah, it's the card of pleasure. So resonating to this higher heart energy that's coming in, you can see the emotions are clearing up when we're not kind of bogged down in them. So it really is toning that heart chakra, vibrating everything up to that higher source energy. We also have the sun. So this is really about using that solar energy to charge you and infuse on a spirit level. The other thing that you can do as well is you can actually sort of like offer or ask for the sun to come in and to bless things in your life. So this will actually help kind of like melt away any entanglements, like we were just talking about, sort of shaking things off. And we'll just look into this third card that we've got. I'm also seeing the opportunity for healing coming up very strongly. But what I'm actually seeing is it's not just sort of like superficial healing. This feels like it's more something of like a soul-based nature. So I'm feeling that this is more healing karmic patterns. So you might see karmic relationships having, some of them might be popping back in. You might also see healing or kind of like, how would I say, like settling of some things to do with, hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. Just got some spamming happening. Thank you for everyone for your patience too. Okay, so hopefully that's the end of that. Thanks everyone for your patience. So yeah, that's right. So what I'm seeing is sort of like a higher blue color, but I don't feel that it's earthly healing. I feel like it's karmic contracts that are being kind of coming to a head. So things might feel that you're getting some kind of like resolution, but if you can get to the higher intellect, I feel that you'll be able to talk through these resolutions a lot easier. So that's a really good sign. Let's flip this card. Queen of Wands. Yeah, how cool is that? Look at this. We were talking about the sun's energy coming in as well to kind of like infuse and help with that entanglement. So definitely connecting to that energy. We also have this pineal gland or the pinecone gland on top of the wand too, and you can see this solar disc goddess. She's just within her power. She's really sort of like using that power of the lower chakras and that higher spiritual energy to come in and kind of burn anything up that's not meant to be on her path or in her way. So that's the energies that we're stepping into for this next week. Let's start taking some names. Oh, thank you, Jason. Jason's saying troll alert, and Carrie, thank you. All right. Oh, and Jeannie Grimson. Hey, honey, still seeing 333-222-111. And I've been trying to understand. Would love a card. All right. Let's pick out a Syrian card for you. And I'm just getting goosebumps as we check into this. And I feel like there's a few cards that want to jump out of the deck. Okay. All right, so this is in relation to the number synchronicities. What I actually felt was just like goosebumps come in and sort of like trickle down. So your guides are talking about paying attention to when you see the number synchronicities, looking at what you were thinking of just before, or if there was a conversation that had happened, kind of like in that 5-10 minute window around those number triggers that are coming up, because I feel that it's your higher self and your guides that are trying to alert you to something. So really paying attention. I also feel I'm getting this energy come in on the right hand side, and I'm seeing sort of like a downloading channeling type energy with this. And it feels to me a little bit like Kundalini energy as well. And I'm seeing the energies of kind of like feeling charged up. So on one hand, of one side of your aura, on the right hand side, I'm seeing red, and the other side, I'm seeing this golden yellow. And what I'm seeing is these two colors working together in harmony. So the golden sort of yellow color relates more to source, and the red color relates more to the root chakra. So it's those as above, so below energies really coming together and meeting in the space of the heart is what I'm seeing connected to the number synchronicities. The other thing that I'm seeing is a lot of green and white lotus energy coming up over the heart chakra as we're talking about this. So I'll flip this card. And what did I just say? Channel. We just talked about that I saw like a channeling energy coming in for you. So with you, Janine Grimson, and thank you for sharing too. Definitely like stepping in, paying attention to if you feel that you're getting messages, writing them down at the moment. And look how beautiful the energies are on this card. Really tune in to the frequency of this, because these cards that I've made were designed to activate. So for anyone that's interested in channeling, always great to start out by putting yourself into a golden bubble of light and really just taking in, going into your heart space and just making sure that you are in connection with source and in connection with self, because you don't want to work with anything that doesn't love you unconditionally or isn't there for your best and highest good. So you always want to ask about at least 3 times just to check in that you are working with spirit that's of a higher frequency. So it says on this card, I'm open to receive divine guidance and wisdom. I channel this creative energy through my passion and calling. So this was for you, Janine Grimson. All right, so I hope that helps. Oh, thanks, Casey. And we have Rutita Demon or Diamond. Love your energy, please. Can you read for me? Let's pick you a card as well. Oops, and I just had half a deck fall out. Hold on a sec. All right, so let me just have a quick look, because we've got quite a few cards. Intuition, wishes fulfilled, ascendant masters, purpose, imagination, and determination. What I'm seeing from these, because there's quite a lot here, and these cards are for sale on my website as well. These are ones that I've made. So we've got determination, imagination, purpose, which we had come up before. I'll just do one at a time. So intuition, imagination, determination, purpose, ascended masters of light, and wishes fulfilled. So I'm really feeling that all of these are going together at the moment. I feel that even though it might feel a little bit kind of like that Libra energy, that we're starting to step towards, going into October, where it is kind of about bringing that balance. What I'm feeling is with the cards that we've got, it's all about like going within and going and connecting up. And I'm sort of seeing that as being like a buoyancy system to kind of help you navigate through this October season. The other thing that I'm sort of seeing come up too is there's a little bit coming up. I'm seeing it sort of like outside of the heart chakra. So whether someone else has got feelings or different energies around the heart, but I'm just seeing they're talking about looking into your connection to do with that. That's probably something that is like a lot deeper to look into, that we don't really have time on this show here tonight to look fully into it, but they're just talking about just to be aware of someone else's heart feelings that's in sort of close proximity to you is what I'm seeing. And they're really talking about focusing on all those other energies that we had before. So we've got Legray Process. I hope I'm saying your name right. So a blessed card, please. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got things coming in to do with study and learning around healing. I feel like there's a healing modality or something that you're learning, whether it's a healing. The other thing that I'm also getting, sounds weird, might be like TMI, but I just always say things how I get them, because sometimes that's how spirit works. I'm actually getting like a really itchy nipple, just like as we started to tune into your energy and when they were talking about healing and things. So really like paying attention. Sometimes breast can represent self-nurturing. Yeah, it's still going. Okay, so this is on the right hand side of the body. So this is something external to you, but it's something in relation to nurturing. So really paying attention to that nurturing energy and making sure that you're not nurturing others more than you're nurturing yourself at the moment. They're talking about like topping up your kind of like self-love account. And let's pick a card to represent this. But yeah, they're talking about, every time I pick the deck of cards up, I'm seeing that blue and yellow come in to do with like learning more around healing and learning more about like your intuition. I'm seeing that's part of it. They're not showing me a separation between intuition and healing. So I'm seeing it come sort of like as a package deal together. All right, let's see what we get. All right, so the most important thing at the moment is to be present in the moment. And I'm still feeling it, what we were talking about. But they're talking about being present. It's almost like things that are happening in your body. So whether you've got like a couple of other little health things coming on, or whether it's just that you're feeling like a lot of energy in the body, what I'm actually seeing to do with this is bringing it back to stillness, bringing it back to the breath, and bringing it back to the present moment. That's the clear message. And when I'm seeing this, I'm also seeing guides step in, and I'm starting to see loved ones around too, because I'm seeing different beings that are appearing in the room. And this is what they're talking about, getting back into this state of present. So let's flip this card. This is so beautiful. Look what happens when the stillness happens. So we've got Queen of Cups. So this is that higher mind, and it's the colors that we talked about. It's sort of that yellowy color with the blue. This is higher healing coming in. This is about paying attention to your intuition. It's giving yourself time to reflect, and it's also about stillness. And this is really about gaining clarity and insight from the present moment. I don't feel that this card is about looking too far into the future. I feel like if it does have some past things coming up, that it really is like clearing them in order to get you into this present energy. So beautiful message there for you. Let's have a look. All right, so I'm just going where I'm drawn, where spirit is taking me at the moment. So Carly Mills, love a card if cold, thank you. All right, what have we got for you, Carly? Okay, so the energy that I'm feeling with you, Carly, it's taking me into kind of that womb space energy, and I'm feeling sort of like that presence or there's energy happening around the sacral chakra, and I feel like spirit's telling me to drop my shoulders. So I'm not sure if there's been like some stress or whether this like part of the body, that region, that womb space energy is sort of coming into it, but they're telling me relax, like actually shake it off is what I'm seeing, because I feel like your nervous system is kind of like holding emotion, and there's a little bit of tension possibly in that area. So they're talking about just shake it off, like literally let your hair down and shake everything off. Feel like that weight is just coming off is what I'm seeing with this. The other thing that I'm also seeing is that this is also about self-love and nurturing, and this is kind of, I keep hearing them say the word courageousness. So I'm not sure if there's something that you're overcoming or something that you're needing to overcome in the future. But what I'm seeing is they're wanting to bring this sense of like strength and this kind of like lion energy into the aura, kind of as a spirit guide. And flip this card. We've got the card of, I'm going to say transformation. It is the card of death, but I also see this as card of transformation. I see it as cycles and timing, you know, because death is one of the cycles, and you can see the staff that he has. There's various different almost incarnations that are happening in here. So various different lifetimes and different connections as well. So this could also represent what we were talking about. If you've missed the start of the reading tonight, I highly recommend going back, because we did talk about like overall, and I feel that that will help to add and tie in. So I hope that that helps. Let's see. Okay, so Beck Wessel. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I would like a card, please. Thank you. Today I have made a huge decision. Okay, and I'm just going to write down Jan McNeely, I think it is. Okay. Or Jay, sorry. Oh, hi. Hi, Katie. Good to see you on here. I'll pick a card for you as well. Okay. So Beck, let's start with you. Okay, I'm just going to get a vibe off your pick as well. Spirit's just telling me to look at your face, look at your pick. Okay, so what I can see in your aura at the moment, there's a lot of pink and gold. I actually feel like the decision, it doesn't feel like it was an easy decision to make. What I'm sort of seeing around it is I'm getting like heartfelt love and heart energies coming up, and I'm seeing them come over the mind. So whether there's had to be a mental or an emotional decision that's been around or is connected to do with love. When I see the pink and the gold together, it usually represents a higher love or like a soul love. The other thing that I'm feeling with this is it like right here as well. So I'm seeing the pink over the right hand side, which is external, and Source is also telling me to pour in more of that love for yourself too. They're not wanting to go too deep into it. It could be because it is quite a deeper, like darker energy to look into possibly behind it. So they're kind of like respecting privacy. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm feeling that same sort of energy that we had with that other person about just wanting to kind of like let things go as well. Let's see what we have. I'm also seeing spirit go like this, like pulse, 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 and they're sending like waves of healing energy. And I'm feeling that they're really trying to get you back into the rhythm, connected back into your own energy. Set aside everyone else for the moment is what I'm feeling around this. And they're talking about getting back on your path. I'll flip this card. This is interesting. Princess of Cups. So we've got the swan here on top of the crown chakra. So it definitely was maybe possibly like a higher mind or like a spiritual energy behind making this decision. And I do feel that in the long run, it will be the situation will be better for having to make that decision, is what I'm seeing as well. I do see that there's going to be different gifts come in from doing that. And I do feel that it took a lot to get to that situation, but I felt that you're making that decision from like a higher part of yourself. You're not like you're making the hard decisions is what I'm seeing with this. The other thing that we do have is there's going to be gifts on a spiritual level. I feel that from sort of like releasing some other stuff and choosing to go on a different path, there'll actually be some rewards is what I'm seeing. Oh, hi, Debbie. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I'm just going to turn off my other internet. So yeah, I do feel that you have made heart-based wisdom choices because we have the turtle over your heart in this card. We have the lotus and the fish. So this is about going with the flow for now too. But it is about physically manifesting spiritual gifts on the physical plane. So it will be interesting to see what comes up for you. Might be something you want to dive into deeper on a one-on-one hour reading, which you are able to record as well. So Jay, let's pick a card for you. You were saying that you might have missed out. I think we had one episode where things dropped off as well. I know a few people were having trouble with reception in and out. Oh, thank you, Katie, sending me stars as well. I'm just going to write down a few other names. So we've got Siri Carr, and you wanted to know about whether you're with the right man. And then we have Katie Marie. Okay, so this one is for Jay. All right, Jay. Oh, this is interesting. When I start to tune into your energy, Jay, I get this clear, almost like a pole or a beam coming down from source into, I feel it go through my throat chakra, my third eye, heart, and so, like it's funny, I want to say soul, but I'm also going to say solar plexus. So what I'm feeling with this is I'm actually feeling it around voice. So whether there's like a gift of singing or something that you have as well. Oh, and Jeannie's saying, oh, thanks so much, makes sense. And my name is Jeannie. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yes, stress and illness. Sorry, I've just missed some of the messages. I might have to go because we've got a few in there. I might have to go back and read some of these later. But yeah, with Jay, I'm feeling they're talking about using your voice, but there's some kind of like soul connection with your voice as well. So I don't know whether you've thought about singing or singing around kind of like releasing something, but Spirit's telling you to really like sing and let go at the moment. And I'm feeling where it's like going up from octaves. I also feel like there's a bit of a gift there around that too. But it might not be fully explored just yet, but I am seeing that there's just that amazing energy, and spirit is really leading us there. So let's see what we get with this card for you, Jade. Okay, this is interesting. This is similar. So there's a few of you tonight getting really to come back into this present moment. And I think this is because we are about to ride the storm of October. So I'm going to flip this card. Yeah. So this is the card of Magnus. This is kind of like that direct energy line that I was seeing with you, Jay. This kind of like golden energy that's coming in. See up the top? We've got the Kundalini energy. And you can see this is kind of bringing about all of these things. So this is the card of the Magnus. This is about getting still. It's also like knowing that there's other gifts and pathways and things that you can open up to, but first there needs to be stillness. So I hope that that helps. Katie, let's pick a card for you. And to see. Oops. Katie, we had a card fall out. And I'm going to hold this up because it fell out face up. So we have the card of futility. And what's interesting, it almost like dyslexically looks like the word fertility. And I'm seeing this blue energy. And you can see these like little windmill things in the background. Sometimes I perceive this as like a static energy. In this situation, I don't feel like it's too static. It feels quite free flowing. I feel like things are kind of freeing up energy wise. There's a connection from lower physical self to source. And you can see things sort of like stacked against, but I don't feel that that represents a dominance in the card. There is healing as well. So I also feel that it, we've got moon, there's the moon in the top. So I was going to say, it feels like cycles and things as well. So I feel like this is around healing. I feel like it's around body preparation and kind of like getting yourself strong. The other thing that I feel with this is the element of air. And I feel like this is, it's like that kind of action of wanting to just like breathe everything out, like breathe any stress and things that you might be holding, because I'm feeling like tension at the moment. So spirit really is saying like have a bath, get out, go for a walk in nature, like really learn what helps you to let things go. And spirit was guiding us at the start as well, talking about like shaking everything off. So kind of like working with the nervous system to like shake off any feelings that are heavy or weighing you down. I'm getting spirit come and tap me on the head to do with this. And I'm feeling an older grandfather figure that's on the right hand side, which is usually kind of like that male side. So this could also be connected to do with your partner's side of the family, but I feel that there's an older male spirit watching over, and I'm seeing them with a young one as well. So I feel that they're sort of like guardian for future babies. So that's really interesting. You can always send me a text if you need to. Okay, so Siri, we're going to go to you for a card, Siri Carr. And you wanted to know around love, around man. And what's really interesting, and again, I always say things as I get it. Let's pick a card for you. But what I'm feeling, I'm getting taken to that root chakra energy. And you know how we talk about like, you know, check in with your mind, check in with your heart, check in with your gut. In this situation, I'm actually hearing the spirit and feeling spirit say, check in with your root chakra. So I feel like there might be sort of like a bit of, there's a few different messages and things going on. So I feel like your body is having strong resonance. But what I'm seeing as well is, how do I describe this? It's like your heart might be saying one thing, your root chakra might be saying something totally else. So look at what level of attraction. Is it a soul level of attraction? Is it purely just like a root chakra, sexual energy, chemistry? And I remember reading something the other week. This is just popping up in my vision now, what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing the word chemistry and alchemy. So looking into the relationship side of things, is it kind of like, does it feel like alchemy, meaning turning lead into gold? And do we also want to be there to transition someone from lead and try and make them gold? Because you want that heart energy in place in order to have that transition. Otherwise the magic is kind of like null and void. But then when you have like natural chemistry with someone as well, there might be like just natural sparks and things that are happening. But anyway, spirit is kind of leading us to look into congruency And they're also talking about don't be afraid to share your feelings, is what I'm feeling. I feel like you may have in the past stored things in your heart as sort of like a self sacrifice and putting the other person ahead of you. I'm seeing spirits going like this, bringing your heart path really close to you right now. So you might be getting it like almost like a screen or a teleprompter in front of you, and trust that in saying like your hopes, your fears, and worries, if you're coming from like a really kind of like centered, present space, trust that if that person is to stay, that that will be the right thing to say to help that relationship kind of grow and evolve. So I'll flip this card. Yeah, look at this, Ace of Discs, all that green heart chakra energy. We've got higher kind of like angelic forces. There's that womb space, root chakra energy right in the center of that too. So paying attention to all of the different areas and synchronicities of the body and spirit at the moment and letting it all come into alignment. So this could also be some past clearing around root chakra energy. There is different things that you use in like kundalini or tantra work, like yoni steaming, saging, other things like that, to kind of clear out energy of past lovers, as well as you want to make sure, just like on a physical heart chakra level too, that you're also clearing out any old like negative attachments. So it's okay to leave some of the positive ones if they're not like a draining force or draining energy, but you want to clean out any that are no longer serving either of you and clear that out. So we also had Katie Marie. Let's pick for you as well. All right. So I'm going to try and get to as many of you as I can. I'll write another list of names down in a second. All right. Oh, this is interesting. Katie Marie, what I'm seeing and feeling for you is a green star floating up above your head. And this kind of looks like, if you would imagine, I feel like Spirit's giving you a green star. I feel like there's something that, you know, like in school, especially in primary school, you'll get a gold star for if there's a job well done. I feel like Spirit's saying, job well done at the moment, and I'm seeing this as a green energy. So green usually speaks to me of colors of harmony, tranquility. Sometimes it represents kind of like that peace and that heart space and the home environment. So if there's, it could be connected to do with like rearranging your space or possibly doing like a cleanup or a makeover. Oh, Jay, I hope that you just heard your reading. We've done yours already. So if you missed it, please go back and have a listen. You were maybe about 3 people ago, I think. So let's flip this card anyway. Oh, look at this. This is the green that we were talking about. So adjustment. So yeah, I really feel that like Spirit is giving you stars at the moment. And I do feel that it's around heart energy. I also feel like I'm getting energies of creativity. Harmony is a big word that I'm seeing, which when I look at adjustment, I can see that harmony in there because you want balance. Balance and harmony usually go together, and it's quite a Libra energy, those scales. So Spirit's giving you green stars in relation to bringing balance and harmony and kind of like that centered peace into your energy as well. Okay, so I'm just going to get to a few other cards. And, oh, you're welcome. Oh, thank you, Siri. That's so sweet. And LeGray, thank you. Debbie, let's pick a card for you and we'll write some other names down as well. So Debbie Keys. Okay, and we're asking for the name Mark. Okay. And R.M. Nico and Carrie Burgess. Okay. So, Debbie, let's have a look. Okay, so as soon as I wrote down the name Mark, the first impressions that I got were I was seeing orange and yellow. And what I'm feeling for this person is their energy. And it's interesting because I'm seeing you connect and I'm seeing his energy connect. And there is like a higher level mental connection. And I feel almost like there's electricity or chemistry around this area. So it feels kind of like sparking, and I feel kind of like tingles and different things. The thing that I'm seeing like around when I tune into that name Mark, and we'll pick a card to represent this as well. What I'm seeing, like as soon as I say the name and I start to shuffle, I'm seeing orange and yellow come up. So I'm feeling spirit tap me on the head. And let's just look into this. All right. So what I'm sort of seeing is possibly like old trauma wounds or old energies that are around the sacral chakra energy. So kind of like around that that sexual energy space, or that space that we really connect, like in a relationship area, would be this chakra area too. It's also yeah, what I'm seeing around this, I just feel like there's things held in his body in this area, but I do see like on a mental level there is kind of like quite a good connection there, and perhaps you might be able to help offering or like dialoguing through some of the things that this person might be holding on to. Let's flip this card. Prince of Discs. Okay, so we've got a real Taurus energy. So Taurus sometimes can be quite stubborn. So we all know that saying, stubborn like a bull. And you can see here, this is in a chariot. So this is a chariot where, you know, the energy is quite fast moving. Also, Taurus represents that mother, that nurturer. So perhaps this might be the energy that you're presenting and bringing up to this person at the moment. But yeah, just making sure that it's also an equal level energy exchange for you as well. Don't feel that, because I feel like there's been a pattern in the past to, you know, to help others or to be the fixer-upper. So I've got this joke that I say with friends, you know, when we're talking about manifesting new relationships and things, we're like, no more fixer-uppers. So this means, you know, really connecting with someone that is quite whole. And it doesn't mean that, you know, that they have to be like 100% healed or anything, but it means that they're on that path of self-discovery, and that they are putting in the effort, and that they are doing the work. But yeah, it does feel like a good energy. I feel like there's more to understand and more to kind of like have conversation around with what came up today. The other thing that we have is this card, Harmony. And we just talked about harmony before in relation to Libra, and we are moving into this. So for this next month with Mark, I recommend looking at that balance and looking at conversations that are a balance. So trying to make sure that they're not in like a power struggle, and I feel like you're that beautiful person anyway that speaks from your heart, and just making sure that yeah, you have clear intentions, and that this person has clear intentions. And I feel like it's the unveiling or the uncovering of that. So it says clear and release clutter and emotions that could be blocking you from experiencing more harmony. Also light a candle or burn some oils to lift the vibration. So remembering that we have full moon in Aries tomorrow too. So this is really a good time to, you know, to lead up to manifesting. It's a good time to like really step into the power of what it is that you want to work with for the next month. We also will have another full moon. So this is quite a special month. Lots of retrogrades, lots of planetary alignments, and 2 full moons in this month as well. So quite a powerful one. So I suggest everyone holds on for the ride. So RM Nico, let's go to you and pick a card for you. All right. And they're just saying to let go. I feel like there's just a lot of energy held with you at the moment, or an anticipation on gaining clarity and insight is the words that they're saying to me. So let's have a look. Okay, so what I'm actually seeing come up for you, and this is really interesting, this is taking me to an energy. I feel like there's something that happened in the past. And what I'm feeling with this is whether there was an experience that happened that you may have blocked out. I'm seeing it come in from the right-hand side, so it feels external, but I feel like that sort of, it might be surfacing again. I also feel like a little bit of paranormal energy around when I shuffled and tuned in too. So perhaps looking into that and feeling that you're in a safe space in order to be able to look up and learn from whatever it is that you're kind of blocking off. Oh, good, Jay, you saw your reading. Thank you. Let's see also what we got. This card. Okay, yeah, I feel that there's a lot of psychic energy that you have that you could be tapping into more. Let's flip this card. Oh, this is interesting. So this is the card of Magnus again. So we had this before too. So what we've got with this is we were just talking about like tuning into your psychic energies, things coming up possibly to do with the past. So I feel like possibly you thought that there might have been doors shut, or there might have been like different things that you've compartmentalized on a mental level, because I do see it around mental emotional level, and I'm feeling like spirit touch around my eyes. So whether there's like stored emotion around this, but I do feel that there will be strength and power that comes from tapping into these things. The other thing that I'm feeling is around that sacral chakra again too. So there could possibly be something around that area in connection with this. I hope that that helps bring a little bit of clarity. Thank you. And all right, so thank you, Janine. Or Jeannie, sorry. I'm so glad that you like the Mermaids and Atlantis meditation. Have a beautiful night. So for anyone that wants any free meditations, I'm on Insight Timer and Spotify. So I have some free meditations on there. If you Google my name, it'll come up with them. So we're picking a card for Kerry. So let's see. So you've been offered a new direction in your current role. Will this be good? Let's have a look. All right, so I'm going to pick a card around this. All right, I've got a few cards. All right, so what I'm seeing is kind of like a Y or like a crossroad shape, and I'm feeling it's like right here. So I feel like that whether you've got pressure to decide, I am seeing sort of like 3 to 4 as well. So whether that's 3 to 4 days, whether that's sort of 3 to 4 weeks until something starts, there's just something around 3 to 4. Or it could even be something to do with the financial numbers, 3 to 4. Okay, so Spirit is sort of showing me like to go into that place of stillness. We'll flip this card. Yeah, this is interesting. So with this, I see that in this card, you can see that this Princess of Swords, she's in that heart space type energy, and there's yellow. So there's sort of like almost like a self battle of the intellect a little bit with this. But if she was to jump off this little tower, this would be quite easy to hop down. It's not like a massive, like, 20-story tower. It's just like a little chimney. So I feel to get kind of like that peace and clarity and not to overthink things too much. Let's have a look at if there's anything sort of pulling you back into stopping you from the decision. Okay, so I'm seeing sort of like a little bit of comfort zone, a little bit of healing, and a little bit of sort of like knowing how everything's done. And when I tap into the energy of the future, it does feel like a little bit of like, I feel like they might also be getting you to take on more than what the role says. So being careful to make sure that it's very clearly outlined, because you might be doing extra work is what I'm seeing in this role in terms of like for the pay and things too. You might feel that's a little bit out of balance or a little bit unfair. So really looking over your contract and making sure that it does state like what the full role is. So the card that we've got for the one pulling back is a choose your own adventure card. So I still feel like there is choice to be made. So I'm not sure if you've thought about another option or something, but I do feel that this choice and decision is up to you whether you take the role or not. And the energy for kind of moving forward when I got around signing contract and about possibly being asked to do more than what the role states is the card of disappointment. So I don't feel that this is bad. I feel like it's just them sort of warning, just saying, just to be careful and protective of your time and your energy. And there is a little bit of fear around this though, and a little bit of kind of like patriarchal Mars energy. So it is really making sure things are set out and clarified from the start is what I feel. So I hope that helps, Kerry. All right. Oh, hi, Claire. All right, so we've still got a couple of minutes to pick some. So we have, we'll do one for Claire. And then we've got Lynette. Okay. Okay, so. All right, so Claire, when I tap into your energy, I'm seeing little blue orbs come up and I'm feeling they're around here and I'm smiling. I feel like it's actually fairy energy, is what I'm feeling. They're talking about paying particular attention to the energies that are not only attracted to your art, but are working with you at the moment. So get out into the nature, get out into the forest, and ask to be, I guess, to work with that fairy energy if it's for your best and highest good. So I flipped this card and we had two cards in this. So we've got the card of oppression, and I see in this card, even though it says oppression, I actually see it's like two worlds working together as one. So this is about you having confidence in your intuition. I feel it's about connection to source, and I'm seeing sort of like this flame, like a flame or energy of desire kind of like being lit from the background. I also feel like there might be some like sexual energy or like passion energy around you at the moment too. So that's kind of interesting. There's also like Sagittarian energy. We have some Mars energy in this card. This I feel represents sort of tapping into that other dimensional space and connecting with those fairy orbs that we talked about. This is also about holding your center over the next coming month of October in relation to emotion and different things, and also being on the lookout for old relationship patterns from the past coming back too, because this is what Mercury retrograde is about as well. And we were going to ask for Lynette. Okay, so wanting direction. So Lynette K. McFarlane. All right, so I'm picking you. This is really interesting. So as I'm shuffling, what I'm feeling, I'm actually smelling perfume. I feel like there's spirit around you at the moment to do with direction. And I feel like spirit's trying to, like, they've got the, what do you call it, like the airport director things, and they're trying to get you to go towards one side. I feel like, it feels like a female, like an older female spirit, and I feel that they're trying to direct you down one laneway. But I feel like you have almost like an exploratory side of you that's like, I wonder what would happen if I go down this way. Kind of feeling that energy, but it's like one feels kind of better for career expansion and finances, whereas like there's another option or direction that might be like really good for like self-inquiry and discovery, and it just feels really, really intriguing and adventurous. Let's flip these cards. So, oh, this is the card for the intrigue and adventurous. So this is the card of the universe. So sometimes this card can represent completion. So whether you feel that you've come to sort of like a certain area and would like to start in a new direction, this card offers these opportunities. This is also kind of like the universe sending you signs and signals and activating the energy within you. But this is also about you choosing like how you perceive things. It does have a lot of heart energy in this, and it does have some communication energy and some Taurus energy. So it feels like you need to kind of like meet that desire or meet that energy if you do want to go down that path. The card that we had with the direction and kind of like that energy trying to take us toward the future is the Queen of Disc. And you can see there's like a little bit reflecting going on. There is sort of building to a place of power within this card, and, you know, accumulating quite a good amount of wealth, as well as sort of like higher position and things too. And kind of, you see her like she's a queen. So like she's got command over different things. The other thing that's interesting on a geometry level is at the end of her wand, we have a Merkaba. So the Merkaba is that fusion energy of spirit and the physicality, but it's in the cube. So this is kind of like that, I guess like that balance inside a very earth domain. So what do I mean by this? I'm trying to think of how to translate this into English rather than just energy. So it's kind of like that self-actualized version of like realizing your abilities and things on a spiritual, physical, emotional level, and how you can apply these to a 3D world. So it might be, for example, say that you feel like that real healing energy, but on a 3D world, it might make more sense to go and study nursing. That's like one example of how this sort of like energy can work. So yeah, look at this, two different paths to pick at the moment. So I hope this helps. And I just see, Oh, so Jay, you were saying, yes, hon, I've made 2 soul CDs and people tell me I have the voice of an angel. You clearly do. You're so gifted. I feel goosebumps all over from spirit as we talk about that. Oh, you sing like Janice. Oh, hallelujah. Um, oh my God. Wow. Oh, and you sing hallelujah and Rose at 3 family funerals. I'm sorry to hear about the funerals, but a spirit, no wonder why spirit was saying about your voice. Wow. Oh, and Siri's just saying thank you. It's helped me so much. You're so welcome. Okay. Phil, let's pick a card for you. Oops. You just had some cards jump out too. Okay, so 2 of these have landed face up. So the cards that have landed face up are the Priestess, and we also have the Prince of Cups. I feel like this is really sort of like becoming a master of your domain on a spiritual level. But I'm not seeing so much to connect it on a physical level here. I feel that there needs to be more action taken towards on a physical level to kind of like bring and anchor this down. So I'm going to have a look into this other card. The other thing that I'm seeing is actually like bringing and manifesting it in the heart. They're talking about like it's good to have kind of like the ideals and to, you know, feel into it and like really pull it down like this Priestess card, you know, to feel it resonate and bring it down. But see how it's over the heart? I feel that this card that we're about to flip is telling me to go in to manifest it in the heart, to step into that feeling energy in order to kind of like solidify it on this physical earth realm domain is the words that they're saying. So we'll flip this. Oh yes, look at this. The Emperor. So you need to like birth it on the spiritual level and bring and anchor it down in these heart energies. And it's the Phoenix as well, which is so cool. So we have this gold and this orange. Yeah, it's self-explanatory when we look at it in relation to what we were just talking about. So I hope that helps. And Angelia, let's pick a card for you. Okay. So this is for Angelia Anton. All right, so what I'm seeing with you at the moment around throat chakra, chest, and even like belly, I'm seeing blue, and it seems to me like a beautiful sky blue. And I feel that this is connected to like that energy that we would call Jesus or Yeshua. And I feel that he's coming in with like healing and protection for you in this area at the moment. Around solar plexus, I'm actually getting green come up. It feels to be like self-love and nurturing and really like flowing that heart energy into yourself in this way is what I'm feeling. So let's pick a card to represent what we're working with right now for you. Spirit's really happy that you're writing. Okay. They're just talking about having more courage and confidence to speak out about your writing. They're talking about you need to like advertise and sort of like spook yourself is what I'm seeing. And they're telling me to pick a card out of the other deck as well. So this is interesting. So the energies when I pick the card to do with like the current energies for the week, I'm actually feeling sort of like a little bit like topsy-turvy. I feel like the world is sort of like tipping it upside down a little. So I just feel spirit is sort of talking about like holding on to, you know, like if you're on a boat and it feels like rocking side to side. I'm seeing spirit talk about like brace yourself, and I'm seeing hold center, hold center, hold center, breathe, hold center. I'm hearing spirit talk about this. And I feel that this is in relation to kind of like rocky emotions and different things. I'll flip this card. Yeah, look at this, interference. Definitely like hold center. These 2 swords represent the 2 pillars that spirit was talking about. This represents that interference, this energy going around. We also have Gemini in this as well, and we also have Jupiter. So looking at trying to contain these energies of feeling that you need to hold on, holding and focusing on those swords. Okay, I'm holding center, I'm holding center. It's paying attention to not get caught up into it. And we have the card of purpose, which was spirit connecting to do with you and whoops, where are we? Talking about writing. So remembering the purpose of why you came here. And it says, I connect with my higher self and remember my life purpose I chose for incarnating here on earth. So I hope that that helps. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has watched tonight and tuned in. And for anyone that has missed out on a card, please go back to the start of the video where I've done a collective reading out of both decks to do with the energies that we're walking into with October, because astrologically it's just so good to know about what we're kind of like heading, because that way we can navigate around things and we can kind of, you know, carve out a roadmap for where we're heading for the month of October. So sending you all so much love. Thank you for joining us. For anyone that would like to book a personal one-on-one reading, you can look at the link in this video and go to my website. All right, have a beautiful weekend.